Sadly, here in the Low Country, there have been recently two cases of animal dog attacks. That's ended in child deaths, and in April, a baby boy died after a dog attack at a Ridgeville home. And then just last week, an animal attack killed a 2-year-old boy in Mount Pleasant. On this trial Tuesday, attorney David Aylor is here to tell us about the seriousness and the serious information that we need to know for pet owners, especially during the summer months. You've got people coming over, parties and things like that. David, it really is your responsibility if someone else is coming over to your home.
Absolutely. Or if people are just around your home.
Yeah.
You know, these specific issues with dogs are, you know, sort of unique facts in each one of them. But one thing is that you see really in these situations as well as other ones across the country is control of the pet. Mm-hmm. You know, if you don't have control of the pet, whether it be in your house or out in your backyard or anywhere on your property, then that's where the accidents happen. And when I say control, I don't just mean a fence or a leash or anything like that. I mean control in regards to supervision too.
Yeah.
Who's in your house with the dog, that sort of thing. And unfortunately, when that subsides, you see some tragedies like this occur.
Yeah, we hear about this all the time. You've got people that they own their pet and they say, oh, my dog is so nice and they're so sweet and this, and this, but you don't know how they react to other people, especially small children.
Right, exactly, particularly with small children, because obviously small children treat pets unlike any other person would treat a pet, you know, getting in their face, maybe even striking them, that sort of thing, just because they don't know. And if the pet doesn't know that person, and obviously the child doesn't know exactly what he or she is doing, that's when you're starting to see these accidents occur. And really the problem is you can't really sort of judge and gauge exactly what your dog may do in that situation because it's not a situation you test them in. And that's where the supervision is really needed. Okay,
so let's give an example. You're having a big birthday party over the summer months. A lot of kids come over to your house. You have a dog, everybody's in the house, your dog is in the home with you. Your responsibility is to, like you were saying, cage up the dog or do whatever you have to do to make sure he's not around kids that he doesn't know.
Right, and probably in that situation, if it's a pet that you haven't had that long or a pet that's not used to being around a lot of children, it may be best to just take that dog to a friend's house or to a kennel for the weekend, that sort of thing, simply because you don't want to go out there and the first thing you do is test it and then something occur. You know, a lot of dogs just aren't used to being around a lot of people if they're staying in the house or, you know, if they're just used to being around their owners. So when you put them in that environment, you know, they're just like any other human being would be. They get nervous, they get defensive, and that's when things can really start to go wrong.
This all seems common sense, and I know a lot of people are probably watching saying, oh, I already knew that, I already knew that. But a lot of people say, well, it's my right as a pet owner to have my animal wherever I want it. And when you invite people over, it kind of changes the law.
Right, exactly, because at that point those people are coming into your home, no different than if you have a stairwell, you need to try to make sure that the rail on your stairwell is tight so you don't fall down or someone doesn't fall down. I mean, anything that really comes to your home is going to be your responsibility as far as guests are concerned. And I think a lot of times people just don't really think about dogs. They don't think about those things because, like you said, you know, they feel like the dog is loving. That dog sleeps with them in the bed, goes out and, you know, runs around the yard with them. They don't think about that dog's interaction when they're not around with other people.
All right, well, he's David Aylor. If you ever have any questions for David Aylor, we'd love to hear your questions. Just email us at lowcountrylive@abcnews4.com. David, thanks so much for being with us. We do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right, now on over to John.
All right, thank you, Laura. There is a big to-do going on across the pond right now. We're going to bring you live ABC coverage of the Queen's Diamond Jubilee right now in progress.